In the busy town of Rajpur, there lived a girl named Aisha and a boy named Rohan. They had been best friends since childhood. While Aisha was quiet and loved reading books, Rohan was cheerful and always full of ideas for new adventures. Though they were different in many ways, their friendship was unbreakable. Aisha and Rohan met for the first time in kindergarten when Rohan shared his lunch with Aisha after she forgot hers at home. From that moment, they became inseparable. They walked to school together, studied in the same class, and spent their evenings playing under the big mango tree near their houses. Rohan was full of energy, always coming up with new games and mischief, while Aisha was more reserved, always carrying a book in her hands. "Why do you always read, Aisha? Let's play," Rohan would often say. Aisha would smile and reply, "Books take me to magical places. But fine, let's play today." They balanced each other perfectly. Rohan always encouraged Aisha in many things, while Aisha taught Rohan patience and the beauty of quiet moments. One day, their school announced a drama competition. Rohan was thrilled. "I'll participate and win the first prize," he declared. But as the days passed, his confidence started fading. "I don't think I can do it, Aisha," Rohan admitted one evening as they sat under the mango tree. "What if I forget my lines? What if everyone laughs at me?" Aisha placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. "You can do it, Rohan. You've always been the bravest person I know. Let's practice together. I'll be your audience." Every evening, after school, Aisha helped Rohan rehearse. She made him repeat his lines, corrected his expressions, and even acted as different characters to help him prepare. Slowly, Rohan started gaining confidence. The day of the competition arrived. Rohan stood backstage, his hands trembling. As he peeked at the large crowd, fear gripped him. "I can't do this, Aisha," he whispered. Aisha smiled at him reassuringly. "Look at me, Rohan. I'm right here. Just imagine you're performing for me like we practiced. You've got this." Taking a deep breath, Rohan walked onto the stage. At first, he was nervous, but then he saw Aisha in the front row, nodding at him with a big smile. That was all he needed. His fear disappeared, and he performed brilliantly. When the results were announced, Rohan had won first place. He ran to Aisha and hugged her. "I couldn't have done it without you." "You always had it in you," Aisha replied. "You just needed to believe in yourself." A few months later, Aisha received shocking news. Her father had been transferred to another city for work. She had to leave Rajpur, her school, and most painfully, her best friend. The evening before she left, she and Rohan sat under their mango tree, silent for a long time. "I don't want to leave," Aisha finally said, tears welling up in her eyes. Rohan took out a small diary from his pocket and handed it to her. "This is for you. Write to me whenever you feel lonely, and I'll write back." Aisha clutched the diary close to her heart. "And you must write back too," she said firmly. As she boarded the train the next morning, Rohan stood on the platform, waving at her with a forced smile. "Best friends forever," he shouted. Aisha wiped her tears and waved back. Best friends forever. Even though they were miles apart, their friendship never faded. They wrote letters, sharing every little detail about their new lives. On Aisha's first day in her new school, she was nervous, but reading Rohan's letter gave her courage. When Rohan faced trouble with studies, Aisha's encouraging words helped him push through. Years passed, and their letters turned into emails and phone calls. But no matter how much time went by, one thing never changed: their unbreakable bond. Because true friendship isn't about being together every day. It's about always being there for each other, no matter the distance. Moral: true friendship is not about being near each other always, but about never letting go, no matter the distance or time.